Hey, so yeah, I'm trying a new kind of video. It's, yeah, I'm gonna be driving and just talking out loud. And I have like, half-hour drives, so I figured it's a good way for me to kill time. Instead of me listening to random wrestling podcasts. And shift over. So yeah, I'm gonna try doing this and see how it works out. Yeah, I figured my first topic was just gonna be just me rambling about just probably Dungeons and Dragons. That's the one thing I can just kind of talk to myself about and just be completely fine off. So the one thing I always have a thought about is character optimizing, because everybody wants to do it and everybody does it, and it always comes down to whether to like completely maximize your character for him to be him or her to be the absolute best it could possibly be, or should you come up with a character and then kind of build all of its feats, its classes and stuff around it, around what the character is. Because what ends up happening a lot is you kind of have a build in mind, which a build is more like what do I want him to be able to do? What's his thing? Does he fight really good? Is he really good archer? Is he good at backstabbing? Does he have a lot of strength? Like, that's what a lot of people go for, is builds. So they'll find the best way to exploit this and that to make him the strongest and stuff. But what I always find happens is when you go for that, when you're like, my dude's gonna be the most sneaky, highest backstab damage rogue that there's ever been. You spend so much time and effort, picking out the perfect feats, maximizing his sneak attack D6, that you kind of don't ever come up with a personality for him. So your character isn't really a character. He's more of a set of skills and more of like a set of feats, And the one way I can describe it is my character Exia. Exia is the worst optimized, worst built character there is, but I feel like he has a lot of personality to him. He has a very distinct style of combat to him. He's got some magic that he uses to accent his fighting abilities, but he's also an extremely unique, has a unique fighting style, which is 2 weapons, but they're both oversized. So or basically he wields 2 big swords, and he also kicks in the middle of his attack routine. So more or less I say that he spins as he attacks, and that I will not allow him to attack the same guy twice if he can help it. So basically he's spinning around hitting as many people as he possibly can. Now there's actually a lot of feats and a lot of abilities to make that work even better, but the thing is, all of the things I just said just kind of came naturally from what I felt he was. I wanted him to be a 2-weapon fighter, and I wanted him to be kind of a magic-y guy, and everything else I just kind of fell into it. So he has this, he has all these weird abilities that come with him that I can kind of give a story to. And now I think it's completely black to where you can't see me at all. But anyway, yeah, hopefully you can still hear my voice. The main thing is that he just has a personality. And I feel like a lot of people will get mixed up. You'll be like, oh, you'll ask what their character is. Oh, he's a ninja, or he's a barbarian. It's like, yeah, but what's his personality like? It's like, oh, he likes to steal things? It's like, well, that's not really a personality. That's just kind of what a barbarian or what a ninja does. And it just gets kind of muddled because you're not focusing on what he is or who he is. It's just what he does. And it's kind of the opposite of what, I don't know. I feel like that's where you kind of miss the point. If I can do another example, I'm not saying I'm perfect at this. I'm sure my friends could probably point out a character I've done that's no personality at all, skills. But I was gonna bring up my guy Jouffre. I've I talked about him in the I'm Evil Now video, but he's completely unoptimized. Like, in a lot of ways, I kind of went out of my way to not care if he was optimized or not, because I really didn't want to play an evil character, but I figured if I was going to, I was just going to make him as evil as I possibly could. So I took a feat that like made him insane, but I had to take like 3 feats in order to get to that point, and the only reason I wanted that feat was just because I wanted him to be insane. It wasn't for how good the ability Insanity was, which it was a pretty good ability, but it wasn't about that. It was about making him insane. I took a feat that gave him a bite attack. The bite attack sucks. There's no real reason to get it, except for the fact that my guy's crazy and he would bite me. That's what I wanted him to be able to do, and you can't just do it. So I had to make sure he had the ability to do it. And it's all these little things, like, sure, he wasn't the best optimized, but he had so much, you know, I had so much to work with in terms of him being a person. And that's the main thing I was just wanting to ramble about. Was I always think about people who make characters that are just a set of classes and feats, and not necessarily thinking about what, like, the fact that you're putting them down on a character sheet, and they don't bother to make the character. So yeah, that's all I got. Thanks for listening to this.